James, can you kind of just maybe walk us through, like, I asked Jordan about it, like where you were mentally, emotionally after June, the way the season ended, the sort of uncertainty, and then where you guys are now and how you feel about things, that whole sort of process?
I think it took a long time for me to kind of decompress. I had a shoulder issue that had plagued me throughout the second half of the year, I guess, and so kind of got the ball moving on that and didn't really have much time to think about, what was going on and decompress, and ended up having surgery, a week or two later, and so kind of just getting straight into that and figuring out, the next moves for me and just kind of, being like y'all, being a bystander to what's going on and hoping for the best and trusting in, whatever happened. And I think, I can't say enough about Meat and their staff and just amazing people that they are and everything they've done for me. And so was sad to see them go, but was, super excited for Coach Jarrett and all these guys to come in and just great human beings and just as good of baseball coaches. So, it was a whirlwind for sure.
How's the shoulder feeling these days?
Shoulder's good. Got cleared in December and just kind of been getting the ball rolling after that and really ramping back up. There was definitely a while where I was sore and trying to work things out, but feeling really good.
You talked about, how hard was this offseason? I'm sure coming out of the first season, you kind of want to have that offseason, be able to dive into working on kind of coming out of your first season, knowing what to expect. How tough was kind of being the bystander, having to sit and watch so much?
It was tough. Not something I'm used to. Never really dealt with an injury before, and so that was definitely something that was new for me. Kind of had to make some adjustments. There was a lot of growing up I had to do spiritually, emotionally, physically, and just with every person in my life, I really had to make some adjustments and figure out the best way for me to be successful, not only being a baseball player, but as a human being, and realizing, at some point I'm going to have to hang it up, and hopefully it's when I'm 40 or 45, but at some point it's going to have to be the case. And so, just trying to make sure that, first and foremost, that me as a person is what's going to, continue to make me feel confident, and the rest of it will take care of itself.
Did being an observer during fall ball change your view of baseball at all? How you go about it, what you do? Obviously you're always in the middle of it, but when you're not, what was it like for you?
It was, like I said, I've never had dealt with an injury before, so, it was different. It was something I kind of had to grow into and get used to, and not something I want to deal with again. But, it just allowed me to kind of step back and really process what we were learning and what's going on and the ways that, Coach Jarrett and the staff wanted things to run and really just trying to help, whoever I could with what I'm seeing from an outsider's point of view. And so, it was different, but it was something that, I learned from and I've grown from. For sure.
Before you started talking to Link and the staff, did you do your own research, read back at what he's done, or how did you or when did you start feeling like, okay, this is going to be a good direction? You look at Twitter, you look at all that stuff, and you see it, and you're like, man, like, is that the case? Like, what's going on? They're playing Tennessee, and so obviously I had no idea, and as did the rest of us, but we had, somewhat of a clue that it could happen. And obviously it was just rumors at that point, but watching their series against Tennessee and all that take place was super cool to be like, man, that could be our coach. But, it was definitely something that I was ready for to happen. I was cheering for him all the way through, but definitely was ready for that to happen if it was the case. So, definitely, obviously everybody knows who Link Jarrett is around here. He's a two-time All-American, just a stud. And so, just to see that and to have that opportunity was super cool. So just kind of excited for it and just hoping that it would happen. So. Was there anything you saw during that series that made you think, okay, I like the way they play?
Well, they just play hard-nosed. They know what they're doing. They're fundamentally sound. They do the things they need to do to be successful. Just everything, and watching them take down a very good Tennessee team definitely, provided a lot of that excitement as well. So, just, all that, I would say.
You expect to be at first this year?
I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to be. I'm taking reps at first. Most scrimmages I'm at first, but obviously, I feel like I'm a capable outfielder, and if that was to be the case, and Coach called me to be an outfielder, let's do it. If not, at first base, fine. I don't care. I'd rather just play.
Have you played first in the past?
Played first my whole life. Played kind of split reps between first and outfield all of high school and most of middle school. So, I grew up playing first base, and then I got a little bit less chunky and slow and moved into the outfield. So. I think that I'm used to first base, but whatever he calls me to do, I'm down to do it. So.
we talked about last year in the second half when you had to wear that shoulder brace that it actually kind of compacted your swing a little bit and helped you get out the balls some more times.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of carried over into where your swing is at now.
A little bit. I wouldn't say completely. I think that was just more of a, sitting down in the fall is like, all right, what do we need to do to be more successful? What can I do to, decrease strikeouts, increase, contact, hard contact, all those things. And it was just kind of something that I, had planned on kind of reinvigorating towards the end of the year. But, obviously it was, that helped. But, dealing with a shoulder injury is hard and definitely lost a lot of, just ability to keep my swing compact with that, just with the shoulder, always being loose. And so I think that was something that was, I was going to do regardless, but definitely, played some sort of role in it for sure.
You and Jaime coming in together as kind of the impact freshman last year, I guess. How did y'all kind of rely on each other? How much did that help? And I guess, are there any areas of your game that he's really helped you in, just in talking or watching or anything like that?
Well, I mean, Jaime's just a great competitor, a great human being. His family's amazing. I'm good and close with them as well. And, just being around him a lot, it's been super cool to just kind of learn what he brings to the game and kind of putting it, trying to use it myself. Just his competitiveness, his fire, his passion for the game are all things that, I love and it's easy to feed off of when you see that type of energy every day. And so I think that was definitely part of, what, brought us together as teammates coming in.
But the heavy machinery is annoying to have to move around with all the construction going on. But how nice is it to come into work every day, I guess, and just see like all these new posters and banners and everything that's going on?
No, this is amazing. I mean, from when I first came in here to now, it's just unbelievable how much improvement has come into this place, and thanks to Coach Jarrett and our staff and the boosters and everybody that's been part of that, and Mr. Alford, like all those guys have just really invested in us, and it's been cool to see because it was necessary, it was needed. So I'm thankful for it, and obviously at the end of the day, I'm coming out here to play, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, like if we can't win, then there's no part that matters in that. So very cool, but now the important thing is to focus in and get wins on the table. So
Cam Smith, the freshman, does he remind you of, at least in terms of like the mental approach that you guys had maybe when you came in? What's he like?
Oh my gosh, he's something else. I mean, obviously y'all have seen him and everything about him, and he's just amazing dude, really good baseball player. He's a dream for everybody that plays, coaches, and that's what you want to be. And so he's fun to watch and fun to play with, and hopefully he hits behind me so I can get some more fastballs this year. Good, everybody? Thank you.
Thanks.